It's just to celebrate, you know. We just got 25 years, that's why it's a tour. And since we're doing all the re-releases of the old albums, we said it might be a nice opportunity to say, okay, this is it, kind of, you know, celebrating the chapter, closing it maybe, opening a new one, and going for it.
I think in the tour set list, you play at least one song on each band's album, studio album. Except
I'm not even sure, but
yes.
As far as we can, yes.
Except in Land of the Free too. There are no songs in Land
True.
of the Free too.
You know, the set is not long enough to represent all albums with every song, and or you know, like at least one song. So it might end up in the end. The flow is important, you know, to have a good setup and play good songs. And there is songs definitely in Land of the Free too. But then again, Land of the Free 2 was not so long ago, and we kind of choose to play what we have now, and somehow we tried, for instance, Into the Storm, but then we choose another song which we thought fits better into the set, so things like that happen.
On your extensive Spanish tour, you have done shows on cities where very unusual is see you, such Murcia, Sevilla or Santiago de Compostela.
Yeah.
Habitually you go to Madrid, Bilbao, Barcelona.
Yeah, sure.
How was your experience there? What feelings have about it?
Very nice. I mean, you know, it didn't really differ from the usual cities we play. We had a nice venue, we had great fans, great audience, and so we always like to play in places that we haven't been before, or that we haven't played so often, because it's more, you know, in some ways the big cities are kind of, the people, they have bands every week, you know, and a lot. There's many people touring. So you kind of find people in those cities in a way, maybe even more enthusiastic about you being there. So, and that's very nice.
Now the band presents a novelty in this tour, a very big novelty, as is a new member of the band, Frank Beck.
Yeah.
From what little I heard of him by now, I heard a little of his work, and he sounds a very good singer. Very good singer. Why you have incorporated the vocalist at this moment?
It was a decision that was kind of underneath. It was already there, but we never made the move. And since he kind of helped me out on the last tour when I was having real problems with the voice, because he was just there on stage, and I was like, fuck man, this guy is like, you know, he fits so well to the band. And since then I've been thinking, man, might be a move to like have him as a singer. But then again, there was this doubt about like acceptance and about changing things too much and all that. So finally, the final decision was made shortly before the tour, actually, because we came back from South America, Japan, and I was completely fucked up with the voice. It's like air conditioners and stuff. So we had rehearsals, and I found out that it's not going too good with my voice. So I said, if I start this tour like this, it's not gonna get through. So I said, maybe this is a sign. This is the time to make a decision, because before that I've been always pushing it ahead. And
it's Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank.
And that's Frank. Yeah, that's it. Hey Frank, come over.
Come, Frank, come here.
Yeah.
We are speaking of you now.
Yeah, we're speaking of you.
Okay.
And so it was like it was the time to make a decision, and I said, yeah, let's do it, because I want to hold up on this tour anyway, and it's like a sign to say, yeah, I submit to that, you know, I go for it, and said we can have the best of both worlds. I don't have to stop singing, because like the classical model of a band, a heavy metal band, having one singer, that's over, that's the past. We go into the future. In the future, holds up opportunities even in this kind of metal, because you've seen it in like death metal bands. One guy is singing, the other guy is shouting, growling, whatever. You see it in bands like System of a Down, where there's two singers, one plays guitar and sings great, and they have a singer. So we said, hey, why not do this in this band? Because it opens up horizons for us. And I enjoy both now. You know, I can move around on stage, I'm not glued to the microphone, and I enjoy this guy singing and doing the job for me, and he's doing it so fucking great, you know. It's just like I step back more and more, and I feel I step back.
Okay.
No, it's really cool. I really enjoy it very much, and I think it was the right decision. And of course there was this kind of scaredness, like how would the people react, how would the fans accept it, and you know, it was like on your side and on our side. But now we found the more time passes, people know already, and he's greeted like an old member, and it's so fucking great.
What is the fans' opinion about the new singer? You know?
So far, I haven't heard any negative. Of course, there's some doubts. People were doubtful in the beginning, but meanwhile, since people have started to hear him actually do what he does, there is no doubts, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's all cool.
Yes, I think.
Especially in Spain.
Oh yeah. Like yesterday, I was about to announce him and say, okay, on the vocals, please. And people were already like, yeah, standing ovations for him. I mean, if that isn't a sign,
fantastic.
Hey, can't go wrong with that.
And early this year, you edited the best of, in that you chose the songs personally, I think. In my opinion, it's a very good selection.
Thanks.
And it sounds pure Gamma Ray.
It is.
You have a lot of songs, a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, actually, we should have made like a 4 CD thing. But of course, it's a double CD, so you can't include anything, everything. Yeah. I mean, you know, of course, you always find somebody saying, "Oh, this song is missing. That was my favorite," and so on. So, but it can't give it for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, was this a strategy to reach a younger or a different audience with the best of? Because Gamma Ray.
It's not a strategy. It's just like you know, we're happy if we do. Mm-hmm. But you cannot really come up with that as a strategy. You know, it's like, hey, you dress even more funny and youthful to reach younger fans. Fuck that. I mean, well, we are what we are, and we hope people like it. And we see there's a lot of young kids, like, you know, maybe getting into the music, this kind of hard music with newer bands, but then maybe having to look backwards and say, who was there before? Discovering us, maybe. I mean, it happened to me the same. It's like I was growing up on the glam wave and Sweet, T-Rex, Slade, and so on. And then later on, I found out who were like the guys behind it: Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Jimi Hendrix, da 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 da. So it takes a while, you know. The young kids get into the music and into this kind of music by what is trendy nowadays. So that's the way it goes.
Well, the 25th anniversary special edition album contains a live record, Heading for the East, you know, with Ralph Shippers and voice. That sounds awesome. For me, it's a fantastic record, fantastic album.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah? With a great sound and was recorded a long time ago, I think in 1992, 1993.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 91 or 2. It was actually the first tour we did with Gamma Ray, the first time we went to Japan. Mm-hmm. And it was a bit unusual because we only had one album, and the record company wanted to do a video at that time, and we were like, does that really make sense? And so, but they gave us a big budget and pay for it, so we said, well, why not do it, you know? And I'm thankful for that. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. The second record in this edition is a remaster or re-edition of Say No More, remaster, I think, which contain any rarities. I think they are very interesting, such any different takes of Dream Healer in the studio and live, the Heroes pre-production or the region famous demo. Your intention was to show your studio hidden work to the audience?
Well, it's just the intention is just there to give people something special, and of course it's kind of interesting for people to have have some kind of making of this album, because they hear the end result and they don't have a clue what actually happened before. So nobody, unless hearing it, you don't imagine how many different versions of a chorus you can have, how many different vocal lines or whatever, you know. It's just there, it happens all the time. So it's kind of cool to open the doors and let people look behind it, you know.
Okay. Well, do you have in mind other re-editions or remasters of your old material in next year?
Everything. Yeah, I mean, until No Word Order, we have got the whole back catalog, and we're going chronologically, releasing one after the other, new covers.
All of your albums?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. With the material, these demos and...
Yeah, as far as we can, you know, we try to include, and there's a lot still. Some was lost to the fire we had in our studio, unfortunately, but still there's a lot in our private stash of whatever we did. So it's just a matter of going through and finding out the right pieces to post.
Okay. Well, your last studio work, Empire of the Undead, was a very good job, I think. It's a very good album with amazing songs.
Sure.
But it's a long time away. So now it's in 213, I think. The album, 1913.
Hey, unusual. I mean, 14. So it's 1 year.
Early
something like
14.
that. And that's kind of usual. I mean, I don't know many bands that release an album every year and doesn't do good anyhow.
It sounds older for me.
Yeah. No, it's
classical songs there. Will we see a new Studio Gamma Rise album soon with Frank's voice?
Well,
with you?
Soon, I don't know. Depends on, you know, how far we get, and we're busy all. But with Frank, yes, for sure.
Okay. Do you have new material now or no? In mind?
Some songs, yeah.
Fantastic. Last year, in our interview in December with Unisonic, you told me about the solo project. You had a solo project to do an album with songs that others had written for you, or with special guests, or perhaps any covers. As is the project now, have you made some progress?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
We got all the songs for the album now. It's 14 songs, and it's all cool stuff. At least I think so. Now the others think so too, and everybody who's heard a little bit of that think, yeah. So we're gonna start recording drums in January, and then we're gonna be busy, you know, putting all the rest on top, and release it around the time of fucking.
Can you tell about the people involved in this record now?
I don't want to talk about guests because it's all, you know, there's a list and it's got to be worked through. I have commitments by some people, and but I don't want to drop names now. So
will be Frank?
Well, he would take a part, sure. I invited him already. Yeah, he will sing some, sure.
Okay, thank you. Well, at the time you are in Gamma Ray, you are still in Unisonic too. Do you have plans with your other band at short time with Unisonic?
Time is the crucial word. I'm only one. Unless somebody comes up with a cloning device, I don't know. I try whatever I can, and we have some shows coming up with Unisonic next year, and I'm gonna, you know, try to be there as much as I can. But hey.
Now you are involved in Gamma Ray's tour by now.
Yeah, first there's this project, the Triple X, we call it, because 30 years, 3 X's, and then Gamma Ray, and Unisonic maybe later, and you know, you never know.
Okay. Do you have intention to collaborate more in songwriting for Unisonic, or?
Not really, actually, because I think I'm pretty good with, you know, what I'm doing with Gamma Ray, and okay, if there's a need or if some idea comes up that really fits, is like Unisonic, then sure, you know, it's not that I would say no, but from the last album experience, I saw, hey man, it's so cool because mainly Dennis, if he comes up with songs and they have their own identity, it's not that I have to like divide myself. I just listen to what he has, and then it's easy for me to adapt and to put myself on top, you know, create solo parts, like go into the arrangements, vocal lines and say, hey man, let's do it this way, or go here and change that part and stuff like that. It's much easier for me than just come up with a total song from scratch with having Gamma Ray on my mind, and then, you know, it's much better for me to work that way. Hi everybody out there, this is Kai.
I'm Frank.
From Gamma Ray, and you're on TNT Radio Rock.
Of your own destiny, you had a dream once, a dream that you have